everyone, this is Veronica, and today we are going to talk about periodic table because this year the periodic table has completed 150 years. So we will discuss about it, its evolution and its importance in our life, right? And in sciences obviously. So for my video updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. The PDF of this lecture will be uploaded on my Telegram channel, right? So this is really beautiful, the periodic table. I am sure you all must remember your school days when our teachers used to tell us to, by heart we should learn this. So this is a channel, StudyIQ. If you're preparing for any government exam, our pen drive and tablet courses are also available. For additional information, you can call on these numbers or you can visit our website also, and you can visit the FAQ sections for your queries. So now, what is the relevance of this topic from your exam, you must be thinking. See, basic knowledge of the periodic table is very important because science is there, science and technology is there. So it could be asked, and plus this year's when it is completing 150 years is high probability. In various exams, the question could be asked, and from UPSC perspective, this year, as it is going to be celebrated as International Year of the Periodic Table, various question could be asked in statement wise, right? So you remember, this is just a basic representation of the periodic table. I'm sure you must remember this when our teachers used to tell us to learn it by heart, and we used to learn it through mnemonics. As I remember, like for the S block elements or the group 1, if we talk about the alkali metals, it includes lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. And my mother tongue was Hindi, so I used to learn through mnemonics in Hindi. So it was lithium, Lina, ruby, ruby, and CSC, friendship. So it was Lina ka ruby se friendship, right? So just like that, we used to make mnemonics. In comment box, you can tell me for various other groups which mnemonics you followed. So why it is in news? Because this is the International Year of Periodic Table of Chemical Elements, and it was launched on January 29, 2019, this year only, at the headquarters of UNESCO in Paris. So UNESCO, it has started that the events and activities will be held throughout the year in order to mark 150 years of the formation of periodic table. And can you tell me, like, who's the man who published the periodic table? So you can tell me in the comment box. I'll tell you in the end of the discussion. So the modern periodic table, if you talk about it, the periodic table is an arrangement of all the elements which are known to man in accordance with increasing atomic number and recurring chemical properties. So this is so beautifully designed. You can see what a brain who has designed all this, and they have assorted in a tabular arrangement. So it could, because earlier, if we talk about the evolution of periodic tables, various designs came, the spiral designs, the various others, but now we have a standard tabular arrangement where in a row there is a period, and whereas in a column there is a group. Like there are periods like this, there are columns which are known as groups like this, right? So if you talk until 18, I'll just let me rub this. So until 1863, if we talk, the world was aware of only 56 known elements. The rate of this scientific progress was such that every year a new element was being discovered, and it was during this time that Mendeleev came up with the idea of the periodic table. So finally you got your answer. Who's the man who published the periodic table? His name was Dmitri Mendeleev. Okay, Mendeleev. So he published it in the year 1869. Okay, so it was during this time that Mendeleev came up with the idea of periodic table. He published a periodic table in his book, and the name of his book is The Relation Between Properties and Atomic Weights of the Elements. So finally Mendeleev said that he arrived this idea in his dream, where he saw all chemical elements falling into place on a table according to their chemical properties. So chemical properties here are very important. So Mendeleev had found a definitive pattern. He had found a definite pattern that how these things should be arranged according to their atomic weight. So finally he placed them according to their atomic weight in the table. So he had also predicted the qualities of missing. So there were a lot of elements that he predicted that they are yet to be discovered. So he predicted the qualities series of those missing yet to be discovered elements and gave them Sanskrit names. So various names he gave to them. So just for example, if you have seen the periodic table, for the science students it's very easy, but I think it would be easy for the humanities, because till 10th class we all read science, right? So it should not be a matter of confusion for anyone. So for example, there is this carbon. Here we write 6. 6 is the atomic number, and then here we write 12.011. This is the atomic mass. So what is atomic number? It is equal to the number of protons in the nucleus as well as the number of electrons in the electron cloud. And what is atomic mass? If we talk, it is the weighted average of the masses of all the elements isotopes. So rounding the atomic mass to the nearest whole number of yields to the mass number of the most common isotope. So this is how we measure it. You can remember it or you cannot, but this should, you know, atomic number and atomic weight and atomic mass, right? So the symbol, you know, it is usually decided a 1 or 2 letter abbreviation derived from the element's English or Latin name, and the name is element's common name. Suppose this is carbon, and the mass number, there is now something called as mass number. So what is mass number? The sum of number of protons and neutrons in a specific isotope. So you can talk about that. That is the mass number. So finally, what is the evolution of periodic table? If we talk about the evolution, then see the noble gases we know today, including helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon, they were added to the table much later, between 1895 to 1901. As I told you, the table was published in 1869, but these gases were added much later. And likewise, there are a lot of additions that have been made to the periodic table as new elements have been discovered in the last 100 years. So like in 1914, English physicist Henry and Jeffreys Moseley, they found out that each atomic nucleus can be assigned a number according to the number of protons in that atom. Now this changed the way the periodic table worked. So the table was redesigned according to the atomic number of elements rather than their atomic weight. So earlier it was according to their atomic weight, and after that it was according to their atomic number. So even rare earth elements, including the elements in the lanthanide series, these are the 2 series in the end of the periodic table, which were included in the atomic table in the 19th century. Okay, so this is just that how it evolved, that it is not a immediate process or it happened instantly. It took years to evolve. So if we talk about this particular UNESCO event, this is important from your point of exam here. That was just an extra knowledge that everyone should have, because we all have studied periodic table till 10th standard of our schools. So talking about this particular event, the year 2019 is declared as IVPT, that is International Year of the Periodic Table of Chemical Elements, at the 74th plenary meeting. You should know it was 74th plenary meeting. So the event will highlight the importance of periodic table in various science disciplines, because you see these elements are needed in every science. You need them in geography, you need them in geology. When you talk about biology, there you need to talk about these elements, whether it is physics or any subject. So scientists and representatives of the private sector will come together for this particular UNESCO event. And the major aim here was, the fundamental motto of this International Year of Periodic Table 2019 is to recognize the importance of periodic table and of chemical elements as one of the most important and influential. Indeed, it is the most influential achievement in the modern science, and it reflects the essence of all the basic disciplines, whether it is physics or biology or chemistry, anywhere. It is an integrated thing that we require the knowledge of the elements in all these subjects, right? So this is important from your point of view, this about IVPT, which year is known as International Year of Periodic Table, why it is known as, it is marking its 150th anniversary, who discovered, and finally this tabular arrangement of periodic table. These things could be asked in your objective type questions. So if you have any queries, you can contact me, and the PDF of the channel, this particular lecture will be uploaded on my Telegram channel. Thank you.